We now have our own flocks.
Yeah.
We do our own hatching. And yes, the future looks good, promising. And we are telling farmers, we aim to produce the cheapest quality chick on the local market. And we're here to serve you with the best quality.
In this special episode of NTV Seeds of Gold, brought to you by Grain Pulse Limited and YPA for the Expert Opinion, we bring you another powerful, insightful and interesting farmer in the home of arguably the world's best Robusta coffee, Masaka district. I am your host Sheila Navafu, and tonight I will introduce you to a farmer whose coffee journey took a bold turn when she chose to stop farming by typical tradition, you know, the whole cow down thing, and start farming with pure intention. Stay with us.
The market is there. The market is very big. The question is, how is your quality? You know, we need to have quality, because whenever you have quality, the market is big. People are looking for quality coffee. Yeah. And also it's not only about growing it, but also when you harvest it, the post handling. Yes. How do you handle it so that it has the right moisture, it dries well, all those things, it's clean, you know, so we have to do it in a way that puts us on the global market.
We are in Buyaga in Masaka district, about 27 kilometers. Although after that drive, we are still questioning the 27. Well, we meet our farmer of the day, Miss Joyce Bukenya. She is a large-scale coffee farmer managing over 30 acres of coffee. When you meet her, you meet a lady so confident, eloquent, and deeply involved in her farm that you would never guess that her success today was not always guaranteed. Like many farmers, Joyce started out with a dream, determination, and of course, land backed with capital, but without the right technical knowledge to sustain long-term productivity. She was working hard, but the results were not matching the effort. Utterly miserable. They say God works in mysterious ways, and Grain Pulse is saying, hold my wine. They are so damn close, it is scary. We're in another exceptional farm that has taken on the advice and expertise of Grain Pulse, and we are here to see the evidence of it. We are with an exciting, exceptional, and quite the spitfire, Miss Joyce, who her story is fascinating. I will let her tell it. Joyce, it is nice to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
I have seen you online and I couldn't wait to meet you when I was told I was going to meet you. I think you're interesting.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You have an amazing story when it comes to coffee. And it gets more interesting when it comes to you, coffee, and Grain Pulse. Talk to me. What's your story?
So my story in coffee with Grain Pulse began last year. We were really going through a very hard time because we didn't know which kind of fertilizers to use on our farm. And then we sort of like made a cry out and be like, hey guys, you know, is there anybody who knows how to grow coffee and to use the right fertilizers? And then when Grain Pulse saw us on TV, actually, on that show, they responded and they were like, you know what, we are here, let's help you. So they came, they visited our farm, and from that moment up to today, we have never left each other.
The marriage is flourishing.
Absolutely, yes. The relationship is going strong.
It can't end in tears.
No, it can't. Look at that. I mean, how?
You can't complain.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yes.
But this farm has a history, and Joyce is very open about it. Before, the coffee plants showed multiple deficiencies, especially around the third year. The trees would grow excessively, bear heavily, and then struggle with longevity. Yields were unpredictable and fruiting cycles were delayed. At the time, Joyce and her team did not fully understand how to properly feed the soil and just kept wondering why what they were applying was simply not delivering results. Truth be told, these challenges are more common than many farmers like to admit. Without proper guidance, crops can appear productive in the short time, but fail to structurally do it over time. And when the results disappoint year after year, farming begins to feel frustrating rather than rewarding. Now, in Joyce's case, it became clear that effort alone was not enough. The math was not mathing. Therefore, something had to change, and that change would come through sustained knowledge with Grain Pulse.
Really, we are very grateful today because they didn't just come in to, to rubber stamp us, but they came in with knowledge. They came in with understanding. They came in with compassion, and they really, really took us on, and they said, you know what, we got you. Let's help you to grow coffee so that we can build the nation and the world together. And from that time, they started teaching us about coffee. Actually, they took us to the basics of crop nutrition.
Yeah.
And they told us, they told us about the NPKs, the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, things that we had no idea about. So for the last 3 years, I was growing coffee, and I was just going in the shop and be like, give me NPK. I asked my neighbor, what did you use? The neighbor is like, I used NPK. I'm like, give me the same. And then one time we went to one of the shops somewhere, and then we bought, the coffee was 3 years actually. And then they gave us NPK, but it was nitrogen 23, potassium 20, nitrogen 23, phosphorus 23, and potassium 0. And yet potassium, you need potassium. You need it a lot whenever the plants are 2 years and above. Yeah. So it was a wake-up call, because then someone was like, you didn't give the coffee anything, and the trees were miserable at that time. But then when Greenpeace came in, they gave us workshops, and they took us on, and they check on us. They gave us the fertilizer. They taught us how to apply the fertilizer, and today, within the shortest time possible, we can see our garden has changed.
It's quite wonderful.
We are seeing the results, and we are really very happy for that.
With Grain Pulse, Joyce got the right inputs as well as an elevated capacity, because that is simply what Grain Pulse does. They walk the journey with the farmer.
But they come to the ground. They look at things, and you keep on communicating in all ways. Yeah. And they make things really very easy for the farmer, and they make farming enjoyable. Yeah. Because if you can see results like this,
you'll keep wanting to grow.
Absolutely, yes.
And there's money in here.
Absolutely, yes.
We know there's money here. Especially this part of the country.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So we are looking at beautiful beans.
Yes.
Let's talk about the diseases. Does the fertilizer help the plant become a little bit more resistant?
Yes, because actually before we had Grain Pulse, we used to suffer with the twig borer a lot. There's that twig borer thing, and it used to be our problem. But actually, since we started using Grain Pulse, and the coffee now has the right nutrients, the thing, it's not a lot. The plants have immunity, and they are able to fight well. And you can see that they have life after they have bared. They still have life going on.
True.
But some other times the plant would overbear because we had no idea which kind of fertilizer. And now, the plants are able to fight, they are green. And actually, at the end of the day, we are using less pesticides because the plants are able to fight.
They can fight back.
Absolutely, yes.
So you don't need the pesticides anyway. I do remember your cry was, I need more organic fertilizer.
Yes.
The synthetic stuff is giving my plants a hard time.
Yes.
Would you say this is exactly the organic fertilizer you were crying out for?
This is what I was crying for. But also in that cry, I didn't know so much about fertilizers.
Yeah.
What I knew is the cow dung. When I said when I said organic, I thought it's the cow dung that which I put in actually was the organic. But then I find out that actually there are minerals like potassium. It's organic. It's real rock. Rock phosphate. It's real organic fertilizers. And I had no idea. But when they came and told me and they showed me how to do it, this is the cry. And it's working very well.
Now we are with the exceptional and exciting Joyce, whose farm is a breath of fresh air when you talk about amazing coffee plantations. Now, Joyce, you said with very little knowledge on what fertilizer to put into your soil, it was overbearing. One might think, why is she complaining? What's wrong with women? So
absolutely, yes.
So what do you mean?
Yeah, by overbearing with the coffee, I meant that, I didn't know before that actually from every stage of coffee, you need to apply different fertilizers. I didn't have knowledge about that. So when Grain Pulse came in, they have a fertilizer called Coffee Young. And that is from when the coffee is 2 months up to when it is 2 years. So it has a balanced diety for the coffee, for the plant. And before I didn't know that, because I would get coffee, I would get fertilizers that are supposed to be put on coffee that is 2 years and above, and I give it to the coffee that is actually 1 year and less. So that's when it overbeared. It's like giving a child steak when they're supposed to have,
breast milk.
breast milk. Absolutely.
In fact, with guidance from Grain Pulse, Joyce made the bold decision to stamp almost all her coffee trees and start from scratch. This time armed with the right knowledge and the right inputs.
We had to cut like so many plants, and then we apply the right nutrients and rehabilitate them, with Grain Pulse's knowledge and expertise. And now, I can see it makes a lot of sense, and I'm enjoying it very much.
Let me get this right.
Yes.
You went back to zero. And now you're at hero.
Yes.
I like it.
Zero knowledge seeking. Yes.
Because you had to cut down a lot of your trees.
I did. Yeah. It's worth it.
And you don't regret it at all?
No, I don't. It's worth it. And I'm not afraid of trying things. I'm not.
It all started with Grain Pulse watching one of her educational videos, reaching out to them and connected with her. And she says farming was never the same again.
Actually, I wouldn't say the coffee was bad. It was just it was there, but actually when we tested it, when we did the cupping and we tested that coffee, it lacked, the cup wasn't as nice as today with the right kind of fertilizers, right? So we had the coffee, but some plants also, they were not, you would just pick them and then you're gone. And then also another thing that we had that was a problem actually, because right now when you move in the garden, we finished harvesting, I think like maybe on Monday. That's when we took all the coffee away. But then when you move in the garden, you can hardly see any ripe coffee. So one of the things that actually Grain Pulse fertilizers does is that you get even ripening of your beans.
All of
you remove everything from the garden and then you go.
Yeah.
So before, even the plants had a problem ripening. You would see them, they'll be orange and they would stay on the tree 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. We would even have some of them in September, and yet they were orange. The color wasn't even the nice red, and it wasn't like that. So I see all those differences and I'm like, wow, this is actually the real deal. And when, the quality of coffee today that we have, when you taste it, it's very different from the coffee we had before, because today we have more potassium. 49% of the coffee is potassium actually. So you need that when you're growing the plant. And if you don't have it, your cup will not have the good taste, the good aroma, that the coffee, what the coffee lovers want. And that's what we are doing today. So I'm very excited.
The results spoke for themselves as the coffee responded differently in a great way, of course. Growth became balanced, yields improved, and returns on investment began to make sense. Is NTV seeds of gold? The people out there are like, okay, we'll get the fertilizer, but is there money after I have gotten my coffee? But we all know Thank you, Praise. So let's talk about your gold. Would you advise them to get into it? Of course, it can be quite, not everyone is as strong as you are.
Absolutely.
Not everyone has your heart.
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely, yes.
To stamp their coffee for. But tell them that, hey, it's worth it. You have the officers, come find coffee.
Yeah, so it's, don't go into coffee farming when you're weak-hearted.
Yeah.
It's not for the faint-hearted. But it's a very, very wonderful venture, and it's a venture that really pays off.
Yeah.
You need to be able to take on the lessons, and it is very capital intense. You need to, you don't enter coffee farming and be like, I've had people saying stories like, oh, coffee, you just put it there and then you move away and the beans will grow themselves. No, you need to be able to learn. You need to be able to pay attention and move closely and be like, what's wrong with the coffee? You have to look at them. You have to love the plant. These plants have energies and they synchronize with us.
Yeah.
You have to love it. You have to take care of it like any other thing. So you can't be like, oh, I'll just plant it. I have my 10 acres there and you know what? You won't have the harvest. But when you take care of it and you take it on as a business, like any other business, like you wake up every day, you're passionate to go work. That's the same energy that applies in the garden. And trust me, it will pay off because it pays off.
I see.
Yes.
I see. We see where you are right now. Tell us about tomorrow. Tell us about 5 years from now. Where do we see Joyce? Where do we see her plantation?
Yes.
What are your plans, Dan?
5 years from now, Joyce is going to have her own coffee brand.
You don't say.
Uganda.
You don't say.
Keep watching. Because now I'm very confident on what I'm doing, right? And I have Grain Pulse to go together. Our relationship is going strong. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to fail, and I'm going to have our own coffee brand because when I'm selling it, whether here in Uganda or outside the country, I'm very confident about what I'm selling. And I'm very confident that my coffee is going to compete on the world market. And when I'm asked questions about the coffee, I'm able to explain everything. So their knowledge is actually worldwide.
Yes.
So I'm very excited. And why not, you know, do the value addition? I'm going to do the value addition. I'm going to have my own coffee brand.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for all of you guys to test it.
You know we will.
You should.
But in general, how is the market? Because we know that this is real gold.
Yes.
How is the market?
Yeah. So, well, the market is actually very, you know, it's very big.
It's there.
The market is there. The market is very big. The question is, how is your quality?
How is your quality?
Exactly, because you see, there are many people, coffee has a lot of things that you can do. But if you're growing coffee intentionally, where you care about the plant, what you feed it, you have, it's traceable. You can trace, you can tell the story of your coffee. You can explain to someone like you what they are drinking and, you know, everything. You're able to sell, but the quality. You know, we need to have quality, because whenever you have quality, the market is big. People are looking for quality coffee. And also it's not only about growing it, but also when you harvest it, the post handling. How do you handle it so that it has the right moisture, it dries well, all those things, it's clean, you know. So we have to do it in a way that puts us on the global market.
But of course,
because Uganda, we can't drink it all. We are not the, you know, we drink the coffee, but we can't drink everything we grow. We can grow as much coffee as we want, and we can compete on the world market like Brazil and all those other countries, Ethiopia, that are already doing well. So we have to find out their secret. It's the quality. They just beat us in quality.
And pushing it out there, I'm going to defend Uganda here, darling. We have the best Robusta.
That's what
no one can beat us
absolutely.
there.
But quantities.
But we have low quantities, so we need more farmers.
We need more farmers with quality.
With quality and quantity.
Absolutely.
So it's very key.
It's very key.
So guys, you know where to find Grain Pulse. I'm just, we're going to get in the global market.
Yes.
We are ready to compete with the global market. We just need more people on board.
Absolutely.
And disciplined and intentional.
Absolutely, yes.
You had her. Clearly, Grain Pulse has been training these people. I mean, we are breaking down where we find phosphate.
Absolutely.
and potassium. If you took me back to my chemistry class, boy, would that give me a migraine. We are going to take a very short break. And then when we come back, we have the expert opinion with YPA later for our goat and maize enthusiasts. But before we get to that expert, we've got an expert of our own at Grain Pulse for these fertilizers. Don't go away. Well, we are welcoming Daniel back to the show, the agronomist, the creme de la creme of Grain Pulse, the one who will sell to us all the knowledge, and we have to buy it anyway, shouldn't we? Daniel, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
It is nice to have you again. Now, we have talked to Joyce. I would like to know how you approached her, because she's an interesting lady, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
She's very courageous, and she's ready to go the extra mile. What do you say about farmers like this one? Do you often meet a farmer that is willing to even stump a farm just to get the right thing?
Yeah, it's well, not everyone we advise takes our
the advice.
Sometimes I think their hearts are too weak to do.
You can't blame them.
But whatever advice that we give, because it also breaks our hearts when we see farmers not achieving their potential.
Yeah.
Our dream is for each farmer to get the most out of their gardens. And whenever we see that gap between the potential and what they're actually getting, it breaks our heart. So we always reach out to people, give them advice and show them how to improve and do better than they are doing whenever the chance shows up.
And then you cross your fingers and hope they take your advice.
Yeah, we always, because sometimes what we advise seems radical and people think, most times when you approach a person, they think you're just selling a product.
Yeah.
But most times we are very intentional on forming partnerships. We always call it a partnership because we want to work together with the farmer.
Yes.
And because we are sure of our solutions, we know they are going to work. We have researched them and they have a scientific basis.
Yeah.
And we are not just pulling things out of the blue. So that's why we are very confident about the solutions that we give. And 10 out of 10 times, those who follow our solutions come back praising us.
I hope we can have more farmers like that. Now, Joyce did mention that when they were putting the wrong fertilizer, the plants would overbear. And that was a horrible, horrible thing. When one hears that, they would think, really? I thought overbearing is a good thing. So do explain a little bit more. Share more insight into that.
Yes. There's a saying that you are what you eat. And for the plants, what they eat is the nutrients. Now, most times, the plant gets the nutrients from the soil, but most of our soils are to the point that they can't give enough nutrients to the plant, and that's why we have to give the fertilizer. Now, when you're giving the fertilizer, every plant has a particular set of fertilizers that it needs, and that's what we always try to do when we are blending the crop-specific fertilizers. Now, what happens most times for people that are not using the crop-specific fertilizers, they don't give the plant the nutrients in the ratios that the plant requires them. Now, that is when they get problems like overbearing. Overbearing simply means that when the plant gives you a good harvest this season, the next season you're going to get nothing.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it happens. And how it comes about is that usually it's a problem of not feeding the plant a balanced diet. I don't know, maybe I can call it kwashiorkor plants or something.
The big belly, but lack of nutrients.
Yeah, so what happens is if you're giving the plant very little potassium, the plant wants to bear because it's like a natural cycle. It has to produce kids, I could say, in the seeds. So it will put on the berries so that it gets the seeds. But if the potassium is not enough, what happens is it tries to mobilize potassium from the stem because it stores some potassium in the stem, and then it fills the berries. So that season, it will have borrowed potassium from the stem. Now, in the next season, if you don't give the plant enough potassium, because it already has a deficit, it doesn't have anything to fill the berries, and it doesn't have anything where it borrowed from. So it goes...
It won't bear anything.
That season, there is nothing to support the berries, and that is what people call overbearing. So overbearing is simply a sign that you're not feeding the plant right. Coffee has a very high potassium requirement, so it's only wise that whatever fertilizer you're giving the coffee plants should be high in potassium, because if the coffee is not high in potassium, you're going to see problems like overbearing, fruit and flower abortion, because the plant doesn't have the potassium nutrient to support the reproductive phase, which is the flowering and the fruiting. So that's how overbearing comes about.
So what agronomic practices must the farmers consider, of course, including the right fertilizer? But apart from the right fertilizer, what other things must they do? What mustn't they do?
Yeah, coffee is a crop that I think should be reserved for passionate people, because it needs a lot of care, and it needs a lot of presence. Now, for you to get the most out of your coffee, one, you have to do everything right from the beginning. Choose the right seed, the right variety, and ensure that the spacing is right. You do proper pest control, just like all the other crops. After choosing your land well, you have dug the holes well, you do proper fertilization, you do pruning, and you ensure if it's time to bend, do everything at the right time. And if you do proper weed control, because whenever you have weeds in the garden, they'll take up what should have been taken up by the coffee. So ensure proper weed management, mulch your garden if you can, control runoff, because the rain, if it rains too much and you have erosion, it's carrying all the nutrients. So those are some of the practices. Control the twig borer. And then we've noticed also, usually Robusta is supposed to be resistant to leaf rust, but in my rounds, I'm seeing many varieties seem to be succumbing to leaf rust. So always do preventative sprays with copper-based products or any fungicide, and follow the rules of pesticide and pesticide safety, because at the end of the day, you don't want to poison yourself and you don't want to poison the people taking the coffee. Always follow the rules. Now, in fertilizer application, there's something that we call 4 R's. And that is, the first R is the right placement. The right placement simply means put the fertilizer where the plant can access it. Now, not every plant accesses the fertilizer in the same place. Now, for coffee, if we take an example of this tree, they say the roots end where the canopy is, and that is where you're supposed to place the fertilizer. So you follow the canopy round. For each tree, if it's mature like this from 2 years and above, you're going to give it 200 grams of the grain pulse coffee fertilizer. So you pour it round, following where the canopy ends, just around the tree. 200 grams for every tree is enough for that tree for 1 season.
Well, that is so much knowledge. And we all want to be rich, so we are going to take it. We are going to take a very short commercial break. When we return, it's one thing to tell you what's going on the farm. It's another thing to actually see it. I'm going to take a walk around with Joyce, and hey, we are going to admire her work. You know, I like how we were walking through the garden and she says things like, Sheila, look at the tree. It's gorgeous. You know, like God did on the 7th day. He was pleased with his creation. So let's go see Joyce's creation, shall we? The relationship kicked off with training first, from soil understanding to plant nutrition to proper fertilizer application. Joyce describes the process as starting from zero. And because she and her team were open to Grain Pulse's expertise, we now meet a hero. So it's only natural that challenges exist. I mean, so this is the leaf rust you were talking about.
Yeah, this is the leaf rust, and it gets its name from the rusty
appearance.
So when you look under the leaves,
it gives you the...
It shows from under the leaves. That's where the rust starts.
You can see it.
Yeah. So when you're spraying it, it's controlled with a copper fungicide, and in case it gets out of hand, then you can step up to the next level of a stronger copper fungicide. Like tebuconazole, which is much stronger than the copper. The copper is mainly preventative. But one thing, when you're advising the workers to spray it, they have to spray at the bottom of the leaf,
not on top.
Because it starts from the bottom.
So they can do both sides.
They have to do
but
both.
Start from. It's important to do the. I hear you, and which brings in your suggestion that you must move around, pay attention to your plants.
Absolutely, yes.
So that way you're able to notice such things. Now, your farm has multiple varieties, and I noticed that this particular variety, vis-a-vis the other variety, suffers more.
Absolutely.
Daniel, why is that?
Sometimes it's just the genetics. That's how they are.
Some people
are skinny and some people
others have pimples, others don't.
I hear it. The hormonal imbalance.
This one has hormone imbalance. Clearly, look at it. And if it persists, we stamp it and put another variety that actually
could fight this.
Absolutely, and could also bring us the money.
What variety?
And that's what I meant by choose the varieties that are more resistant than others.
Than others.
Because now if
if this variety was resistant, it means you'll save on the money for spray.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So before the planting, you have to map out the varieties that you know are resistant, and then you plant. You choose them right from the nursery.
Of course, when the farmers come to you for the fertilizer advice, is that something that you can throw in there? Like, okay, let's talk about your variety. Could you change the variety, or can we go with this variety?
Yes, we advise not only on fertilizer because we want the farmers to succeed, and success is beyond fertilizer.
That's true.
Right.
Give them the whole package.
The whole, but even post-harvest handling, not many understand
No,
the
they don't.
importance
No,
of it.
Don't
Yeah,
understand.
One mistake, you can put it on the market.
Absolutely.
we have the beauty about Grain Pulse is we have a sourcing pillar, produce sourcing pillar. We source coffee, we source maize. So we all have experts in all those fields,
Yes.
from the soil to the dining
All
table.
the way. Are there specific coffee varieties that you would advise your farmers to go for? It could be Robusta, it could be Arabica.
Yeah, for the Robusta varieties, the Chituza research, the coffee research station at Chituza has released a number of varieties called, they are actually called KRs.
Chituza Robusta.
After Kituza, the place where
Also, Chituza Robusta, so it's KR this, KR that. I keep hearing that.
Yeah, because they are wilt resistant. Coffee wilt disease resistant.
they are the latest varieties, and they come packed with resistance in them to coffee wilt and most of the diseases. And they've also put some element of drought resistance in some of the varieties. So if you go to Chituza, and they can advise you, depending on your location, which of the from KR1 to 10, which is best for you.
And we've met quite a number of farmers who have also, come up with create their own nurseries.
Yeah,
they've got cutlings, and so if we look at farm holdings, we have others in Buginyanya, we have others in Mukono. They seem to understand the whole KR thing, and I think that's brilliant. Now, for our farmers that are doing Arabica, what varieties do you think they should go for, so they don't have to suffer like this?
Yeah, Buginyanya is the place where they make the Arabica varieties.
Yeah.
So they also have a number of varieties. I'm not sure of the varieties now, but if you ask around, they should be able to tell you.
Yeah, no, they do have very good Arabica coffee. Okay, thank you so much, Danielle. I am going to move with you so people can see what...
There's something I wanted to show you, actually.
Yeah.
So because we have coffee rust here, and we realize through, paying attention and everything, but there's also something they call good farming practices. And that's one where you have to look at, pay attention, be available, be present, take care of that garden. So what we realized that a crop like this, a tree variety like this, that has coffee rust. So what we did is that we planted another tree.
I see. I've been seeing the little ones around.
Absolutely, yes, because we stamped a lot that had problems, and then we planted these other KRs. The KR, which is the variety. Yeah. And now we are going into the KR,
so it goes
that
up,
we mitigate this problem. And you have to fill the garden all the time, refill.
Yes.
You have to replant all the time. But also in that, you change the varieties according to what has come up on market, so that you can mitigate these problems.
And be one step ahead.
Absolutely, yes.
I see.
Yes.
I see. Now we are going to take a walk around and admire your work.
Thank you.
So about that quantity, substantiate a little bit more. We need to work on people's confidence out there.
Absolutely.
It really works.
Yes. So since we started using Grain Pulse fertilizers, our yields have increased at 40% right now. Right now it's at 40%, more than what we had before, because actually we also had some parts in the garden that were not responding because we didn't have the right fertilizers. So I'm so sure that as our relationship goes, we will be able to to increase more and more yields.
By June it will be we'll hit 60%. Hopefully, yes.
We
need to be optimistic.
Yeah. There is a lot of hope. There is a lot of hope.
Okay. Yes. Walking through Joyce's coffee plantation today, you will notice a well-managed growth controlled plantation, and the crop shows uniformity and strength.
So Sheila, do you see some of these berries? They're really big, right? You see the size is very big.
Yes.
This is because of grain pulses potassium. Because the coffee old, they have a fertilizer called coffee old. It is 16 nitrogen, 2 phosphorus, and 31 potassium, and that's what we put on here. And really, you can see the berries are very big, and that's what potassium does. It also helps the plant actually to have strength, and also to to retain a lot, to retain water.
Yeah.
And also you can see that all the coffee when it flowered, the flowers didn't abort. That's why we are able to have multiple. Yeah, exactly. It's just happy. It's fed well.
Look at this.
It's fed well. It's happy. It's just a good plant. And the berries
I
are
still
big.
see that aspect of more than one branch.
Absolutely, yes.
And all.
Yeah. So that's the thing. When you give the right fertilizers, you get exceptional. You get more than what you expect. If you just give just a little here and a little there, you just get one, and that's it.
And all this is just between now and Monday, because you harvested.
Yes, we did. Yeah, we did harvest. Yes.
And it just put up.
No. This has been growing.
Okay.
This has been growing for the.
Okay, I hear you.
Yeah, this has been growing, but some are ripe. And so you go on removing the ones that are ripe. When you look over there, they're starting to ripe.
Yeah.
But then you see the good thing with this fertilizer, they ripen at the same time.
On the tree, they all ripen at the same time, and you have it.
Absolutely.
You don't have to worry about coming back, picking.
Yeah, you have. Even the ones that are here, look, they're small, but they're ripe. You see?
Yeah.
They're not the best, but they are ripe at the same time.
They are.
You see?
Size.
Yes.
Impressive size.
They're right at the same time. Yes.
It's an impressive size. Now, I
Thank you.
noticed while we're moving around that we keep jumping over it.
Yes. It's like we're in a war. Jumping over landmines.
It's a war zone.
Yeah.
What's
So-
the trenches?
Absolutely. So this kind of land, it's sort of like a wetland. It's not a wetland, but you see it has a lot of water because
Retained water.
it retains a lot of water. And if you don't do the trenching like this, the water clogs. Absolutely. And then the plants are not able to take all that water because
Too much of everything.
and we are close to the lake. Here we are close to Lake Victoria, so some of these parts have a lot of water. It clogs, and then
So your water table is quite low.
it is low. Yes, it is low. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Look at this guy. He's growing long.
So do you eventually, have to prune, or
Yeah.
you just let them go wild?
No. You see, like these branches, they can go even up to 2 meters. Robusta, it's a bush. I mean, this is like a bush. Remember, the coffee was in the forests before,
Yeah.
so it's a tree. I mean, but when you feed them well, they can move, and you see how they bend here.
Yeah.
They just, they just do their.
They tame themselves.
They tame themselves. They do their thing, but they keep on moving.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. But Jess, you have a lovely garden.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Look at that.
It's inspiring. Look at all
And these guys are bending. They're like.
berries. And it really puts on.
It does.
Really
It
puts on.
does. Yeah, from inside,
And while it's putting on, you can still see the plant extending.
Absolutely.
It is still.
Yes. And it's gonna flower. You see, it flowered. You see, there are babies coming.
Yeah, the more babies coming.
Yes,
And I
and-
still see this extension.
Absolutely
Of
fresh.
We have more. This is amazing.
This is what the right fertilizers does. And you see, we have a little bit of, these
Right.
good ones, a bit of ripe. You see, good job, girl. Yeah, there's it. Yeah.
Everything is so good, you can't find the expectation. It's like, oh my God, is it here? Did I see it here?
Yes. Yeah. Everything. Even if you look here, come and see here.
See, the leaves themselves tell you how healthy
exactly.
a tree is.
Yes.
You know?
Over there, over here.
It's amazing. There is not a single bad tree.
Right over there.
There's not a single.
No. Just move over here and see. Yeah, and we have to keep on pruning all the time, all the time. Careful, guys. Careful. So we are over here. Move over here.
Just to find you the gold in the seed.
I know.
Whoever said farming was easy.
Yeah, whoever told you that like
Look at that. Gorgeous. And you can still see that the size prevails.
it does. Yeah, this is what potassium does. Look. It prevails. Yeah. It gets bigger.
And you're right, there's not a single bit of abortion. Look at all.
No. We are going strong. You look at that. And even up here,
Not a single bad tree.
No.
Not a single bad tree. I love it. We have the expert opinion with YPA for our goat and maize enthusiasts. Don't go away.
I want to talk about kids. Usually, we face a lot of problems with kids. They are not very easy to manage. And for any farmer out there, this is the profit. It is very hard to find that your goat has grown from maybe 50 kgs and it is now 100 kgs. If it is 50 kgs, usually it will remain at 50 or 55. But this kid that is now 1 day or 1 week old, you will find in 6 months, it is 35 kilograms. You see, this guy here, if it is now 25, if it is now 5 kgs, in 10 years, in 1 year, in 6 months, you'll find it has grown. The weight has increased. So this is the profit. This is the business. Usually, why do we lose kids most often? The reason is one. We lose kids because they are tender, they are fragile, they are not easy to manage. Usually, if kids get sick within the first 3 days of their life, it is very hard to save them. The first 3 days of their life, it is not easy to save them. You see, so it is usually very, very impossible to save them. For example, if they are diarrheating a lot, if they have respiratory problems, it is very hard, especially when they are born in rainy season. Now, what do we do when the kids are born? What do we do when the kids are born? Immediately they are born. So here, there is an umbilical cord. You see this one has just been cut. You can see here. This umbilical cord is where we put iodine. We put iodine here. As soon as it is born, we put iodine here. Why do we put iodine here? We put iodine here because we want to make sure this thing clots very fast. If it clots very fast, it means it is not going to allow germs to enter. Remember, it is born to the ground, and the ground has the germs. And this guy is still fragile. It has been in the stomach, enjoying in the womb. So now it is still feeling heavenly, yet it is on earth. So we do what? First time, you do it very, very, very fast. You put iodine here, then you put iodine on the tongue. Because immediately, after 30 minutes is also, I think, a lot of time. 15 minutes, this guy is going to be up. It has been born, 15 minutes later, it is going to be up. And what does it do first? Suckling. And who has washed the udder? No one. So this guy is going to take in dirty germs. So what we do, we put iodine on the tongue. Instead of running after its mother, catching it, then you put iodine or you wash. It will, after washing, it will again lie down and the place gets dirty. So Tugema, we prevent by putting iodine on the tongue and on the umbilical cord. These are two major entries of germs that will kill these goats. Even when you are vaccinated against Clostridios.
Well, guys, that is all we had for you today. Keep those comments coming in. #NTV Seeds of Gold. You want to have a farm like Joyce's? Hey, we have told you the secret. Have passion, determination, and a bit of grain pulse in your soil. We'll see you again next week. Keep those comments coming in and do not go away. Up next, we have news and weekly updates for you with NTV Weekend Edition. Don't go away.